What's going on, traders? Yes, it's a red light type of day. Yes, there's some blood out there on the streets. Let's just hope that it isn't your blood, and that's what matters. If you guys have been watching Money Mitch, you guys have seen the warning signs. We talked about how Walmart went. More than likely, a lot of retail would go. Here you guys see it, retail getting wrecked. We'll talk about which sector was the worst today. I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and I almost can't even believe it, because some people would call this sector the safe sector. What is that? Find out right here on Money Mitch. We'll jump right into it, and of course, talk to stocks that you guys want to go ahead and check on out.
It's time for Money Making Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now, we all know the bull market is here to stay. Money Mitch.
Oh Lord, where did this market go? Because it just seems like someone had their hand stuck on the sell button, and it was just leak. And then even worse was the retail stocks. I mean, it was like whack-a-mole out there. It was just, okay, all right, so where are we going? All right, Best Buy, boom. All right, Starbucks, boom. Ulta, boom. Ollie, boom. Academy, boom. American Eagle, boom. All of them just getting wrecked everywhere, just getting hammered. And I mean, I hope that you guys didn't fight the pain too much. I was talking about it also with Chris, you all that just had the back testing show. And like always, guys, you don't want to be the guy that has the multiple bags. You know, there's one thing getting caught once. Don't get caught multiple times, because that's an easy way to how to blow up. You know, it happens from time to time. You're going to get caught, but you don't want to be the guy that has the multiple bags. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here at the stocks, and what do we see in the SPY? SPY coming on down there to the 390s. We saw last time the 385s around that area. That's where we started holding up. So we're going to watch to see if we go to the 380s. Why have we been calling 380s? 380s are our fib retracement from the pandemic low, 38.2% to that retracement there. Of course, the SPY would be in bear zone there, and coming on down here, we're going to watch it to actually really go towards that level. I want to see it get to that level. If we could get one more flush down, maybe even towards, let's say, 377, I'm going to be feeling more confident to start flipping into as we see the percentage also of what the market breadth. I always talk about the market breadth. Guys, we're down towards 17.2% of stocks are actually above the SMA 200, which is usually the definition of a bullish or bearish stock, right? We look at the SMA 200 a lot of the times, and right now, that number is getting to 17. Once we get that number close to 10, let's say by 12, 10%, that's when I really will start flipping, because what would that show me? That majority of the stocks, about 90% of the stocks, would be in bear territory. And then we can really just start seeing some more rallies coming on back. That's when I'll start trying to call the bottom. When it gets really pressed down towards the bottom, that's when we can start dipping. Right now, I don't think that's the time. That's why it's kind of crazy to play these bounces, and you got to be careful, because it's okay to play them up for the quick momentum, but you don't want to get caught on these flush downs, and it can very easily happen. All right, what's going on out there? How we doing? Looks like we got some people joining on in the chat. What's up out there, guys? Do you guys got any stocks you guys went short on? All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at what are we seeing on out there, and how was the worst sector? The worst sector was, of course, in consumer defensives. Look how this leaked out today, guys. This almost looked exactly like the market. Where did we see these really start leaking, right? Let's take a look at the bigger ones, because the bigger ones are really going to let us know where the leadership kind of fell off, right? So Walmart, we already knew that. We already knew about Target getting destroyed. But look at Procter & Gamble. Look how this started coming on down. This is a stock that was supposed to be a safe stock to be in. Look, when's the last time you see candles like this? Not very often you see candles like this on Procter. Even Coke. Coke is one that I started calling bullish here. It started breaking on out, and man, this thing just flipped down. And sometimes you're going to be wrong. This is why you got to know where your out is. Let's say if you fought your out there around 64.72, next thing you know, you're holding towards 61. Now you're stuck with another bag. That's what I don't want to see, guys. I don't want to see people get caught with those kind of bags. Let's be smart. Let's always know our plan. Where is our risk? Even on investments, even long-term investments, we got to know our out. What is that plan? And where's the pain enough that you're not going to go ahead and take it and you're going to take it off? It's important to know that. Let's go ahead. Let's see it out there. Nick talking about how Home Depot killed their earnings and still got hit by Target and Walmart news. That's exactly what can happen. I talk about this all the time. You know, there's one thing having a good trade. There's another thing, the market going in your direction. And there's another thing if there's no macro catalyst that all of a sudden comes on in and destroys your stock itself. So we always paying attention towards the market, the industry, and the sectors, because rotation happens all the time. And it's so vital that we stay on top of this rotation, because if we don't, even in a good trade, like you could have been, let's say Home Depot came out with the best earnings, it was ripping out. Boom, they rug pull you in the industry first and the sector. So that's the big thing there. You saw what? Boom, all of a sudden, all of them start going down. That's when you want to definitely get on out, because the rug pull is on and the rotation fades away, and you don't want to get caught with these names. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Mitch, I got hit on my iron condor today. Oh, yeah. I mean, a day like today, the volatility was just really high to kind of be playing those. But, I mean, it happens. You just got to know how to work your way around on the iron condor. Make a plan. Always make a plan. Mitch, need advice. Bought one put of Cisco before earnings. Thanks. Should I hedge with 100 stocks? I mean, I can't give you the advice, but are you long? You said you bought one put. Okay, so you bought a put, so you should be making money before the earnings, right? Let's take a look here. Cisco getting killed there, now down towards from 50 to 40s. But we'll see what happens there. I needed to get a little bit more information. I'm sorry, I can't really give you anything there. But definitely Cisco getting destroyed there, and that's in technology sector. All right, tomorrow, red or green? Good question. Good question. Tomorrow, if it's going to be red or green, I don't know, but I can tell you right now, a lot of people were hiding in the defensive names. They got destroyed today. And with that being said, I think you're going to start seeing what? You're going to start seeing the bulls start giving up. This is what we need first to start bottoming out. When the bulls start giving up, that's when we start getting that capitulation on the downside. You guys wanted to know capitulation is incoming. And I do think it's incoming now because of this reason. When you start seeing these washouts happen, the bulls can only take so much, and to the point that they just start saying, you know what? I'm sure the next rally up, even the bulls are going to be like, I don't know about this one. I'm not sure now. And that's what we kind of need. We need those bulls giving up, the bears smacking those bids, giving us those pull downs so that we can get to that bottoming action, and then we can start rising back up. We'll see if we can get it. All right, doesn't look oversold on Cisco with a dividend. There you go. With a dividend, it's not the worst. But, I mean, if you take a look at the RSI, that's what I would look at. What's the extreme on there for Cisco? I'd pay attention to that. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see what other stocks you guys are looking at. Can you call me when that happens, please? Yeah, I'll give you a call. Just stay right here. The only thing is the call is going to come through, but right here on Money Mitch. I've been watching it. You know, I haven't called the bottom once. You guys haven't seen me call the bottom. I said we had a little bit of a rally one day where I went a little bit bullish for the rally, and that was the day also they rug pulled. So let's just kind of be patient. Let's not go crazy. This isn't also the bottom right now. Let's just be calm about it and wait till we see that actual flush down. Even oil stocks got smoked, which is a huge important thing to note there. I've been noticing every time the market really comes down And you can look at it. Look at the last time we flushed down 3-4% on the SPY. A lot of those days have been when the oil comes down also, because I feel like oil names have been holding us up. Like the other day, we had oil kind of just leading us up, and then eventually the stocks rallied. But oil has been holding us up in my eyes, at least from the price action that I've seen in the overall market. Definitely smash the like. Let's keep it going. Falcon, you like that one? Let's go. Melanie says it's still terrible, even with a dividend. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stocks that are horrible right now. All right, let's get into some of these retail stocks and the disaster that we saw on out there. Discount stores just getting obliterated today. Target was which one that we called a little bit earlier that ran and gave us a good win. That was about 20%. From that point all the way down where we are now, that's about 36% Target's down there. BJ getting hit 16.7%. Dollar Tree down 14.4%. Costco today, what were the ones that I gave? I gave BIG through 30. I liked it. Watch, what did it do through 30? No heat through that 30. Just went down, right on down there towards 27.38. That was a nice one there. I'm swinging, guys. I'm short on Ollie. I did short this right out the gate. I took some profits that eventually got stopped out on the second half. Then took a short again on this breakdown. Took some shares off down here towards the 42.40s. Still got about a little bit of the shares left. We're gonna it's about 1/5, 1/6 of the position now for the swing trade on, but we're gonna look for Ollie to come on down through the 42 and continue coming on down there. I could see this one breaking on down through the 40s, and if it breaks through the 40, it could come on down through the pandemic low through the 30s. We'll see what happens. There's some other ones that I was looking at in kind of outside of this. We can look in specialty retail. ASO, Academy Sports, breaking through the 33.64 there. That one looks like a good level to get short on. We'll look for pops on there to get short. We'll see what happens on that. That's Academy Sports. And Ralph Lauren, an expensive stock here, definitely starting to look like it wants to break. If it's down, it can come right through that 90 and come on down to the next level. And then there's some pretty good gap down towards that next level. It's around 82s, or you could put around the 90. Once you break that 90, you could get down there towards the 82. But be careful with Ralph Lauren because it does have a big spread. All right, what's going on out there, guys? Looks like you guys are talking about some other stocks. Even BIG hit a new low today. Yeah, that's why I was looking at it. I was looking for that to come on down there through the 30s and just keep breaking on down there. That looked like a good short to me also. All right, well, can you keep on watch? Also, SCBL was another one that I gave today. I said Shoe Carnival. Look for this one to kind of break on down. This one looked good here on the daily chart to give us that bearish move right through the 30s. You saw a good move down there towards 25. Really good stocks that we were looking for shorts today. Ulta, another one that I gave today. I was looking for this one to break on down. Look how this one just broke down, got us almost a 10% move there on the first downside action of Ulta. And where did we talk about these? We talked about these, of course, on live trading with Benzinga. That was at 9:05, guys. Don't miss that, guys. That's a great show every single morning. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. What do you got out there? I see stocks rolling on through the chat. I'll start going through stocks in the chat. I do see a lot on out there, but let's go ahead. Let's talk a little bit about what retail is left. Where can we go shop into the downside, and where can we see some of these stocks kind of give up their fame, right? And so what we want to do is we want to look at a lot of the retail favorite stocks. I'm still short Lucid. I added to that position today, guys. So added above the 1805 mark in the 1808 area. And so right now we're at 1740s. We're going to look for this to get through 17 again and give us a good gain. We're not going to lose on the shares either. If we do lose, it'll be like maybe 5, maximum 10 cents. But we're looking to get a good gain on this and take a good win from Lucid. We already got some good amount, but we're going to keep battling here. All right, let's take a look at some other stocks. KSS Kohl's, we're going to pay attention to that. Earnings after the bell there. You can take a look at Macy's. Macy's is going to definitely move with that. We'll keep watch on these. Look at a car. Starting to break down, guys. I remember when this stock went to 300. You can see how weak this stock has gotten in the last couple of days. This one could come all the way down towards 150 and maybe even back down towards the 120s and $85 eventually. Hertz is taking a beating on this too. Probably going to come on down there closer towards 17 and maybe below those levels. We'll keep watch on these. There's so many here that you guys can watch that are looking really weak. Look at Tesla today, guys. Tesla looked really weak. We were talking about it, that could it make the move to 700? And yeah, it definitely did. It went right close to it. It got towards a low of 781. Hasn't really broke through the 700 mark, but definitely looking really weak there. And Toyota gave the warning flag. We talked about the warning flag right here on Money Mitch. We talked about it with Toyota waving the red flag, talking about the supply chain issues. Tesla talking about the Shanghai issues. And what does that show us? That shows us that we need to be careful, especially when the stock is not giving us the good bullish catalyst. If we're going to get a stock to move upwards in this environment, it's going to need a good catalyst. It's not going to be just earnings. It's going to actually be a strong catalyst to continue riding it up, because even stocks like TJX that were up on the day started going up and then boom, got crushed down. And that's how it happens right now. In this environment, you need good catalysts, not just good numbers. All right, today was very Titanic-like. I think it could be worse, but yeah, it was definitely a slow leak down. The Titanic did take a while to come down, so I mean, you could call it the Titanic. Tesla got the wires cut. Tesla got the batteries shorted. That's what happened there. The battery's short. That's what happened. All right, Jonathan Lovelace, speaking of stocks that popped on earnings, how about a firm finally seeing some downside? Let's go take a look there. That could be one we can maybe crush down here. Yeah, this one actually looks juicy here. It did bounce on up here, and it looks like a good level to short off right off the 25 level. So I always like when you have a level right above it, right? But you got this kind of gap zone, right? And so if you get back into that gap zone on the downside, you could see a shadow fill into this area. And so we're going to look for that shadow fill, and we're going to use around above that as the resistance around, let's say 25. I would give it to 35 or 40s. And you're using that as the resistance, looking for it to come back down. This one doesn't look bad at all. I'd be watching this one tomorrow to see if you get just a quick pop into maybe the 25s and then boom, right back down through the 24s. Or you could just see straight weakness through that 24. All right, we'll see what happens out there. Definitely whack-a-moles out there. AFGO got whacked. So pretty much everything got whacked. Market makes me want to burn. Burn what, Birdie? Burn AL? Air Leasing Corp? No, I'm sure this is going down there. How is American Airlines? How does Airlines doing? Nah, they pulled back there. Those are starting to look weak also. There's just chaos out there, guys. I remember Asana, such a favorite stock when it was going towards 150. It's back below the IPOs. So you got to be careful with these because they could keep coming on down. Same way with Airbnb. You guys know how I love Airbnb, but man, it is looking weak here around the 100s. And if it breaks 100, watch out. Airbnb could be, who knows? Could it be a $50 stock in a month or two? It could be. We'll see what happens. Trapping markets for sure. There was definitely a bull trap set for you guys yesterday, and that happens, guys. When the bull traps get set, the bulls get caught. And I think the bulls got caught today. They got caught like no bounce, no 10 o'clock bounce. What happened? Yeah, you got to be careful there. When you just keep seeing that pop, 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 because that's how today's market was. It was just slapping on the bid. You got a little bounce there for a little bit, but it did not last. Look at NVIDIA today, guys. NVIDIA was kind of hold on, trying to get back there towards the 200 and coming right back down there towards the 167. AMD that everybody was so happy. Oh, it's holding 100. Boom, right back down to the 95. You got to be careful about this. What do you think it is that's influencing the entire market? Obi wants to know. Well, really, I mean, let's take a look, right? So yesterday we got some comments by Powell that he was kind of talking, and this is just more of a conversation. He was talking about it, and you could look at his quote, like he was really kind of giving the view that the Fed would kind of go a little bit dovish if they saw the inflation numbers coming on down and they saw their their goal getting towards that, right? They have a 2% inflation goal. What I mean by that is if they saw inflation maybe going to 6 to 4%, maybe right there they'll start pulling back on interest rate hikes. But of course, if they're continuing to see inflation going up and up and up and it's not stopping, watch out, guys. I mean, that's how you have to keep raising those interest rates. And you're seeing it in investors right now. Every time these rallies come on up, yes, they're feeling optimistic, but there's going to come a time where the bulls just don't feel optimistic on the upside. And that's when I feel like we're going to get our, hard downside action, and then we could finally find the bottom. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. What else is going on out there? Unless the doors are closing, won't go to zero. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go to zero. A lot of these aren't going to go to zero, but some of these will. I mean, you just got to be careful. You can never say never. All right, let's go out there. Let's take stocks from the chat. I've been seeing a lot of stocks mentioned. We got about 9 minutes left here. I'll take stocks from you guys now. I see Airbnb, Costco mentioned, TJX. What else we got in the chat there? Cisco being mentioned. UAA I saw, or UA. Under Armour's CEO stepped down. Oof. There you go. Another one that's probably going to take a big beating. Dick's Sporting Goods cracked today through that 90, through that 86. This one looks like it wants to keep coming on down and could come down there towards, let's say, 63. This one doesn't look bad there. And, of course, a lot of these are short side plays. All right, there you go. We got a lot of stocks coming on up here. Let's take a look here. He said he was pretty much willing to go higher on rates. Yeah, so there's a little bit of back and forth, I think, from Powell. What you're seeing is him play the market a little bit. He doesn't want to wash the market out too fast because he's trying to raise the interest rates so that he could also get the balance sheet off, right? Because if he doesn't get some of it off in time, then when are they going to do it? This is their chance. While the stock market is still elevated, but if it keeps just smacking down, the pressure comes to Powell, where he's going to have to be like, well, he says he doesn't look at the stock market, but we all know he definitely has to be paying attention. EA, let's take a look at EA. EA was up today. Video game stocks in general. Let's take a look there. So electronic and gaming for me was still down today. And a lot of this was due to the bigger stocks. If you take a look here at the bigger cap, you got EA, that's the third biggest cap, but you got SE that was down 7%, ATVI that was down, you got Zynga that was down, Billy. And so, yeah, Roblox and EA were up, so you could watch that one. EA looks like a little trap move, though, for me. I'm going to keep watch on it, but it needs to get back and close above 130. If not, it could easily maybe come back towards 120s. But it's interesting move there. We'll see if it can keep holding. And good notice of at least a relative strength somewhere in the market. TLT says, Brian, blockchain, let's take a look. So the TLT finally finding a little bit of bottoming action around here. I think you're going to still see some leak. Every time it's popped, it's dropped. Popped, it's dropped. Popped. But it is starting to do a little bit better on a sideways action. So kind of keep on watch. I think if it comes back down towards, let's say, 114 holds and then comes back up through 120s, it'll be looking interesting for me. For right now, it's just interesting to see it starting to balance out there. Apple washed out through that 147.07. Didn't want to hold, guys. It just didn't want to hold here. This one was just a leak down. Even on the bounces, it didn't go to VWAP. And that's when you know a stock is weak. When we don't get those bounces back towards the VWAP, that's how you know it's just like spat. Just getting hit. And so when you at least get some of those buying coming on in, You usually get that little push towards the VWAP, and then you'll see a drop again. But you can see here, stocks are getting killed here. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Zim being mentioned. Zim is a shipping service, and it is starting to turn around here. So just be careful out there. It did break here. Tried to get back up into the 67s. Couldn't hold. It could come back out and take out 52 on the downside. This one looks like one that was trying to come back, but just couldn't hold up there. GILD here by Julie. I got you, Julie. Let's take a look. Biotech stock here, nice rounding kind of bottom. This one actually doesn't look too bad, at least, and it sounds crazy for me, but at least on the long side, you can see here, we were looking for this retrace. It held 60 really well. You need to see it close back above 65 for it to start actually looking bullish here, and 60s would be my bogey on the downside now. Walmart, where does this stop? I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't even think I have a level for Walmart. It's just that ugly of a chart. All right, let's go. Let's go. What else we got here? SPY, says Antoine. There's still a lot more to go. I skipped you. Don't worry. Just throw up another one. I'm trying to get through a lot here. Let's go. CNQ. I got you, man. Canadian oil player here. We did see oil kind of get hit hard, and that's where we're starting to see a lot of these kind of like fake breakouts. So we got to keep an eye out. This one needs to get back above, let's say, through 64s. But right now, I mean, you're starting to see some turnarounds here. Even XOM, CVX. How these are starting to turn around. You got to be careful with oil. Oil swings, man. And when it swings right back down, you don't want to get caught on the long side. Macy's been caught up by Jeff. Jeff bringing Macy's here. Macy's broke through 20s. I think it needs to recover 20 if it's going to hold here. It could get a little bounce here, maybe towards 20, and then you see it flush. Amazon, man. Amazon just getting plowed. Do you know that Amazon is actually down 44% from the highs to where it is now? What is majority of people's portfolios? A lot of times they have Amazon. Amazon's going to move the market, guys. When Amazon popped on up, when it announced the split, that's when you saw a lot of that rise, that we got that 11% rise in the SPY. What has happened since then? Amazon just getting smacked and smacked and smacked here. Take a look. We got that bounce. That was right here. You gapped up, you pulled back a little bit, and then boom, you pushed on out. But ever since then, it's just been a downtrend there. And if you point it from the high here towards over here, you're going to see 42, 44% here. What a move down there for Amazon, and could break through 2,000. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. What other ones we got here? He's got a trading desk in his office. Right. GME was still strong. We'll see what happens. What else I got? I think GME held strong considering the dump today. Yeah, I saw AMC was up earlier. Yeah, I think it held strong considering the dump. I would agree with that. And so did AMC. They didn't come down too much. They're actually going up at one point. All right, one more. I got you, Julie. You get it in. You asked nicely. Let's take a look here. PM, Philip Morris. You can see today what happened to consumer defensives. They just got turned around. So if I take a look here, tobacco had a lot of topping out here. And so I think this is kind of an easier chart. If you take a look at the industry, what do we see? We see up one, down one, up two, down two, up three. It can hold on a pullback, eventually get up there, but there is some topping action here. So then let's take a look there. Philip Morris, what do we see here? We also see some trend lines here. So if you see here, we broke out from these levels. We could pull back towards that 103 before taking out the highs right now. The high is 106.97. So I would be looking for a pullback towards 103.50s to hold here and then come back up through that high. All right, that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm going to go ahead up and wrap on up. I've had a long day, long week, but guess what, guys? I'm going to be going on over to Vcon. I hope that you guys check out all the content that Chris and I are going to be working on at Vcon. That's going to be super, super cool. I can't wait to get on over there to Vcon. If you guys don't know what Vcon is, it's Gary V's NFT conference, and for entrepreneurs also. Going to be able to get to meet some great people, but I will be out of the stock. So you guys out there, you got to be careful. Be careful in this market. I don't want to see people getting crushed out there. So like always, what do? We stick to a system. We stick to some rules. If you don't have discipline, easy way to get crushed in this market. I'll tell you that right now. So like always, understand, even if it's an investment, how much pain am I willing to lose on this? And another thing, take advantage that you don't have to pay a lot of commissions on a lot of platforms. This can get you an ability to level in your entries versus just going in fully all in one shebang, because that's how you get a flush down through a level and you don't even get a chance to buy some more. You just have to sell because you're getting crushed. And this gives you a little bit of ability. Level in the orders. Like, let's say if I wanted to get in a stock, like let's say, especially as a bigger stock, a thicker stock, like Apple, and I'm trying to get in on the 140s, but it's at, like, let's say 140.50. Okay, so I could put in an order there at 140 40s, 140 20s, 140 10s, 139.80, and that will help me out get that average down move on this downswing and look for that upswing. Of course, like always, make your own risk assessment and your own investment advice, but that's the way I like to approach it at those moments, especially when we're seeing those little washouts. If you're trying to catch those dips, that's the best way of approaching it. So you don't just get all your volume in one, and you could see a flush down instantly and you get a chance to cancel out. So like always, work on something. I'm always working on something. I know I got some more studying to do. I got my CMT coming on up. I know a lot of people have asked me for this study guide. I work hard to get this for you guys. And like always, we're going to keep building on live trading. I'll see you guys there. I'll be back on Monday. Going to go to Minneapolis. Going to go have some fun. And I hope that you guys check out the content that we do at Vcon. See you guys then.
I wanted to show people that NFTs were much bigger than art.
You're going all in. VFriend. These are not just picture NFTs.
Here's what's nuts. Every VFriend comes with a 3-year ticket to Vcon. It's a Coachella meets South by on
Not just picture NFTs.
entrepreneurial super conference. Legends coming.
You're always about tomorrow. You just start your NFT business.
You're taking that shit to the next level. I think it's brilliant.
Can't wait. My man, Chris, I'll see you there, my friend. I'll see whoever's out there at Vcon, and we'll be back on Monday. Until then, like always, do a little dance because we're going to keep it going here on Money Mitch.